Hello everyone, my name is Amelia, and this is the hardest story I've ever had to tell. It's not just about love, it's about betrayal. Not from a stranger, not from a friend, but from someone who shared my childhood, my blood, and my name. It's about my sister, Sophia, and how the bond we once shared was torn apart by jealousy and obsession. After our parents died in a car accident, the world became quiet. Sophia and I were all we had left. I was 23. She was 19. We buried them with trembling hands and tear-soaked hearts. After that day, I promised her, no matter what happens, I'll never leave you. You'll always have me. For years, I lived by that promise. I worked 2 jobs. I skipped meals so she wouldn't have to when I finally got a scholarship to study in the city. I begged her to come with me. We lived in a small rented apartment, broken furniture, cracked walls. But laughter, that made everything okay. Sophia would sing while cooking, and I'd join her out of tune. We didn't have much, but we had us. And that was enough. When I met Ethan, everything changed. He was calm, gentle, and kind in all the ways the world wasn't. He didn't just love me, he respected me, supported me. He was the kind of man every woman dreams of, and every sister would approve of. At least, that's what I believed. Sophia liked him instantly. She'd joke, "Wow, sis, you finally found someone who can actually handle your mood swings." We'd all laugh together. She even helped me choose my wedding dress. On the day I got married, she stood beside me, my only family, my maid of honor. She smiled for the photos, but if I had looked closer, I would have seen the storm behind her eyes. After the wedding, Ethan and I moved to a small house in the city outskirts. I told Sophia to come stay with us. After all, she was still studying, and I didn't want her to live alone. Ethan agreed immediately. "She's your sister, Amelia. She's welcome here anytime." First, everything was perfect. Sophia helped around the house, cooked sometimes, and even joked with Ethan like a little sister would. But slowly, something started to change. She began dressing differently. Shorter clothes, bold lipstick, late-night makeup, for no reason. She started calling Ethan by his name instead of brother-in-law. When I'd walk into a room, their laughter would suddenly stop. I didn't want to believe what I was seeing. I told myself, "Amelia, you're overthinking. She's just young and playful." But the truth has a way of revealing itself, no matter how hard you try to hide it. One night, I woke up to drink some water. As I passed the living room, I heard whispers. It was Sophia's voice. "Ethan, why are you with her? She doesn't understand you like I do." "Her, marry me instead." I froze. I wanted to believe I was dreaming. But then I heard Ethan's voice, calm, controlled. "Sophia, stop. You're crossing a line. I love Amelia. She's my wife. You're confusing kindness for affection." Was silence. Then I heard Sophia's voice crack. "If you really loved her, you wouldn't look at me the way you do." That sentence burned itself into my heart. I stepped back quietly and went to my room, pretending nothing happened. That night, I lay beside Ethan, tears soaking my pillow. Not because he had done something wrong, but because my sister had. The little girl who once held my hand in thunderstorms was now trying to destroy my marriage. The next morning, Sophia acted like nothing had happened. She made breakfast, humming softly. Ethan looked tense, avoiding her eyes. I tried to act normal too, but inside, my world was falling apart. A week later, she bought Ethan a new shirt, she said. It would look good on you. Amelia doesn't have your fashion sense. She'd find reasons to touch him, hand him a cup, fix his collar, brush past him accidentally. Ethan began avoiding her completely. He even suggested she move to a hostel near her college. But when he said that, Sophia's smile faded. You want to get rid of me, don't you? Because you're afraid of what you feel. That night, she packed her bags and left without saying a word for weeks. I didn't hear from her. Part of me was relieved. Part of me missed her terribly. I'd pick up my phone to call her, but what would I say? Why did you try to steal my husband? No words could fix that. Ethan held me whenever I cried, he told me. You did your best, Amelia. Sometimes love can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. I wanted to believe him, but I couldn't shake the guilt, the feeling that maybe I failed her somewhere. 2 months later, I got a message from an unknown number. It was Sophia. I'm sorry, sis. Forgive me, but I was jealous. You had everything, love, home, peace. I had nothing. I thought if I could take Ethan from you, I'd finally feel complete. But now I see I've lost the only person who truly loved me, you. I stared at my phone for a long time before replying. You didn't lose me. You pushed me away. But I still love you because you're my sister. She didn't reply. One evening, months later, there was a knock on our door. It was Sophia. She looked thinner, her eyes hollow, her spirit dim. She didn't say a word. She just hugged me and cried. And you know what I did? I hugged her back, because no matter what she had done, she was still that scared little girl who had lost her parents, who had clung to me at night when thunder shook our windows. Ethan came into the room, his face calm. He walked to Sophia and said softly, We've both forgiven you, but now you have to forgive yourself. She nodded, crying harder. That night, she stayed with us again, not as a threat, not as a rival, but as my sister. It wasn't easy. Trust doesn't come back overnight. There were awkward silences, broken conversations, moments of tension. But slowly, Sophia began changing. She focused on her studies, got a part-time job, and started therapy. She stopped dressing up for attention. She stopped chasing love and started finding herself. One day, she told me, I used to think love was something you could take from someone. Now I know real love is what you give, not what you steal. I smiled. That was the sister I remembered. A year later, Sophia moved out, this time on her own terms. She got a job in another city. And before leaving, she left a letter on my bedside table. It said, Amelia, thank you for loving me even when I didn't deserve it. You showed me what true love really is, not passion, not possession, but forgiveness. I'll spend my life trying to be the sister you once lost. I cried reading it. And when I showed it to Ethan, he just smiled and said, You saved her, Amelia. You really did. It's been 3 years now, Sophia and I talk every week. She has her own apartment, her own life. She even has someone new, a kind man who treats her well. Sometimes I still think about those dark months, the betrayal, the pain. But now I understand something I didn't before. People hurt others, not always because they are evil, sometimes it's because they are broken. Sophia wasn't my enemy. She was my reflection of all the pain and emptiness we carried since childhood. Forgiving her didn't mean forgetting what she did. It meant freeing myself from the anger that could have destroyed both of us. If you've listened till the end, I want you to remember this. Sometimes the deepest wounds come from the people we love most. But forgiveness is the only medicine that can heal them. I'm Amelia, and this was my story of love, betrayal, and the sister I refused to give up on. Even when love is tested, forgiveness is stronger than hate, because family isn't about who's perfect. It's about who stays, even after the storm.